Greetings gastronauts, this is KeefCooks, I'm Keef, and today I'm going to make a loaf of bread. Yes I am, it's going to be a seeded wholemeal bread and I'm going to bake it in the air fryer. As you know, there's been a ton of interest in air fryers recently because they are so economical and actually they're very versatile. I think a lot of people think because it's got fryer in the name that's all it can do. The truth is, frying is one of the few things it can't do. Basically what your air fryer is a little convection oven. So it's exactly like your big one, but smaller. So it takes less time to heat up and there's less air inside it. Consequently, it uses less energy and it cooks a little bit quicker as well. If you enjoy this video, even if you don't, give it a like, share, subscribe, etc. And let's get on with it. Air fryer, seedy bread. Ingredients for the dough, I want 450 grams of strong flour. So I'm going to use half and half wholemeal and white, basically because I don't like the flavour of wholemeal flour, even though it's supposed to be good for you. Well, it is, yeah. And a couple of tablespoons of mixed seeds. More on that later. Also 250 ml of lukewarm water and a teaspoon each of salt, active dried yeast and sugar. The seeds, this is a mixture that I kind of compiled myself. So there's linseed, pumpkin, sunflower, and also some sesame seeds in there. And there's a few other things you could use, like millet, which I haven't got, and poppy seeds. I'll just weigh these out. If you've ever wondered what the difference is between regular flour and strong bread flour, it's gluten. Bread flour has gluten added, and that makes it develop the wonderful texture that we expect from bread. So sorry if you're gluten intolerant, but I did do a gluten-free bread recipe a while ago. So salt, active dried yeast, sugar, and seeds. Yum, yum, yum. Yum, yum, yum. We were debating whether it's possible to use birdseed. We've got a whole sack of birdseed that looks quite a lot like that, so don't know. Right, we'll mix that together. And then add in the water. Oops, that was the cap from the sort of power drive thing for accessories. So it is meant to be removable, it's just you don't really want it falling off into your dough. Hey ho. Anyway, keep on going. When it comes together in a ball, we'll switch over to the dough hook. Well, it doesn't really want to come together, so I'm going to add a bit more water. Now I'm going to knead it with the dough hook for like 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, that'll do, I think. So, pop in a bowl and drizzle some oil on it. Cover it with plastic film and leave it in a warm place to prove. And by that we mean to double in volume, which will take an hour or two. I'm going to use the air fryer oven because it has a warming function, so that will speed things along a bit. Okay, here's our risen dough. That's fantastic. So what we need to do now is knock it back, get all the air out of it, and then prove it again. I'm going to use this proving basket, which is known as a banneton. And I'm just using that because it gives you this nice ridged pattern on the top that looks pretty cool. So the thing about using a banneton is your dough will stick to it. So to stop that happening, you want to sprinkle some rice flour in it, not normal flour. That doesn't work. Just get that spread out evenly and pop the bread in. And then put that in your warm place again until it has risen to basically fill the banneton, which might be tomorrow at this rate. Okay, the dough has risen again, so now we're going to bake it. I've got the air fryer oven heating to 180 degrees Celsius. Rice flour on this tray that I'm going to cook it on, and then we'll just tip out the dough. Yay! And whack it in. And I think I'll give that 35 to 40 minutes. Okay, time's up. Let's see what's what. Reckon that's done? So we'll just let that cool down, then we'll slice it up and have a little taste test. All right, let's. Well, it's still quite warm, but. Yeah. And now it's taste test time with Mrs. KeefCooks. Hooray!
But I've done a preemptive strike because it took so long for Keith to get his cameras in a row that I buttered my toast before it got cold. So I've just come to get some Marmite, darling.
My favourite. Ooh. And I've got to have mine raw.
Oh, it's cooked, isn't it?
Well, kind of.
Yeah, so Keith brought me up a little taste before and he's not happy, but I thought, ooh, it's a bit dense, but it'll make really good toast.
Yeah. I think it would have benefited from proving longer and slower because I was trying to rush it, but yeah. Anyway, it's bread. It's crunchy.
Crusty bread.
Oh.
I do like this.
What?
The swirly pattern you get from that basket.
Oh yeah. That's the main reason I did it.
Well, I like it.
Yeah.
I like that other bread you make with all the pumpkin seeds and things on top as well, but this has got it all the way through. This is nice.
Yeah. Well, the other one did as well. But okay, bread.
So we'll just stop here, stop crunching long enough to go.
Okay. Toast, bread, air fryer, bread. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.